They said it would be a party life. All my friends would be there. We would celebrate and be happy. There would be no problems. They even said that alcohol was not a drug. I was taken in at a young age, and I believed their lies. No one told me about the dark side. No one told me about the difficult steps to recovery. In the end, I ended up homeless, alone, broken, at my lowest point. Hi, my name is Brett Long, and this is my story. When I was 10 years old, me and my friends used to hang out at an arcade downtown. One day, one of my friends and I thought that it would be a good idea to get one of the guys who stood outside a liquor store right next to that arcade to buy us a bottle of vodka. He did, and me and my friend went in the back of that arcade and drank that whole bottle of vodka that day. When I got ready to leave, I got on my bicycle, and I didn't even make it to the middle of the road before I fell over. People told me I almost died that day, that my heart about quit beating, but it didn't slow me down at all. By age 12, I was drinking every weekend, and I started smoking marijuana. At age 14, I was drinking and getting drunk 3 or 4 times a week. I was still smoking marijuana, and I got introduced to cocaine. By the time I was 16, my mom and dad were divorced. I had no discipline. I was out of control, drinking every day it seems like, doing any drug I could get my hands on, and I dropped out of school. When I was 18, I got arrested 3 times. When I was 19, I thought that my life might turn around. I moved to Arizona to live with my dad, but I run into the same kind of people that I grew up with, and things just got worse. I got into heavier drugs, I drank more, and I even started participating in, I guess you would just say, robbery to support my habits. At age 22, I moved to Texas. In Texas, the people I met, they didn't do drugs, but the drinking got worse and worse. I was even drinking before I went to work in the mornings, and I lost a lot of jobs because of my drinking. By the time I was 27, I found myself homeless, sleeping in a park in Harlingen, Texas. I still don't know how I got there, but I got to a point where I didn't care about anything, I didn't care about anyone. I had too much pride to go to my dad, and I was really, really lost. I didn't know what kind of lost I was, but I knew that I wasn't going to make it long living the life that I was living. One day, the guy I used to work for pulled up next to me and said my brother was trying to reach me. And I knew my brother. He was a Christian man. I called my brother. He offered me a job in East Tennessee. I told him I really needed the job, but I wasn't going to go to church. I didn't want anything to do with church. He told me to come on. And if anybody knew me back then, that took more faith than I think a lot of people have for my brother to invite me there to live with him, knowing the kind of man I was. But he did. And through his faith, God found me. When I was 28, I got off a bus in East Tennessee with my brother waiting on me. I got there on a Sunday, bright and early. He wanted me to go to church that day. I wasn't up for church that day. My brother witnessed to me back and forth to work. We had an hour drive there and an hour drive home. He witnessed every day about this man they called Jesus. The next Sunday, I went to church, but I did it to please my brother. While I was there, I felt something moving. I had no idea what it was. That next Sunday, when I went back to church, I knew that there was nothing that could keep me in that seat. I knew exactly what God wanted from me, and still taking that first step towards Jesus was hard. but I took it, and he led me the rest of the way. I got saved that morning in East Tennessee, and I praise his name for using somebody like me to lift him up. And God used me in ways I never thought possible, including mission trips. I worked with a group called The Servants with young people. It is just amazing the things that God can do in a man's life that we don't even realize. Ever since that day, I've had such a comfort in just knowing that I have somebody there for me, somebody who knows me inside and out, somebody I can go to with any problem I have, and he wants to help me. It's his desire to help me so I can serve him better. I have someone in Jesus who took the blame for me. I've never had any friend in my life ever take the blame for me. He took everything I ever did and put it on his shoulders. If you're out there and you don't know Jesus, he's there, he's waiting. All you have to do is take that first step towards him. He wants to help us, and if he can help me, I have no doubts in my mind. I have faith that he can help each and every one of us. He's just waiting for us to ask him for help. Thank you very much. Praise Jesus.
By the voice of my shame and regret, but when I hear you whisper, child, lift up your head, I remember